Welcome to Beyond the Quantum Biopharma Lawsuit, an exclusive video series production of AGORACOM, in which we speak to multiple investors who have suffered financial and emotional losses stemming from a $700 million lawsuit filed by Quantum Biopharma, alleging, and again, important to say that, alleging that CIBC World Markets, RBC Dominion Securities, and others engage in market manipulation in the share price of the biopharmaceutical company that was once valued at nearly $1 billion. In this exclusive series, Quantum Biopharma, previously known as FSD Pharma, traded under the symbol HUGE for a lot of investors that have been around for a while, has invited shareholders to come forward to share their personal stories with their fellow investors in order to help build an even stronger case, as well as encourage others to step forward. And today, we're happy to welcome Randy Manzardo to the series. Randy, welcome, my friend.
Thank you, George. Good to be here.
Thank you for being here. We know this has been a difficult ordeal for you, and I applaud you for having the courage to share your story with your fellow shareholders and with the world. So I'm going to start off with the first question I ask everybody, which is, tell us why you first started investing in Quantum Biopharma and or FSD, depending on when you started, and how optimistic you felt at the time when you started making your investment.
Well, it all happened on a trip down to Vancouver, actually. From down, I live in the Vancouver area in Canada, and brought my wife down. She was getting a something for to cross the U.S. border, so she could cross the U.S. border. And I got a call from a friend of mine who said, FSD Pharmaceuticals, you've got to, he's an investment buddy from California that I've talked to for years, and told me about FSD. And what really sparked my interest was the fact that they were dealing with a drug for multiple sclerosis, who a dear friend of mine has that. And we're very good friends, and she's been suffering for it for, good gosh, 15, 20 years now. And that really got my ears up. So I went through, wanted to hear more about it, and ended up buying shares through my RRSP. And
it's amazing how many people have that common thread. You know, you're not the first investor on this series that said that multiple sclerosis because they know somebody and they're optimistic about, you know, being part of it, almost like a double win. If you can help solve the problem or at least mitigate it and make a profit, then everyone feels really good about that. So you're feeling good. You know, I'm assuming you did your research and you like what you saw, and you keep up the company's developments. At one point, were you starting to get a little bit confused, almost perplexed about why, despite the fact that companies doing, nonetheless, no company's perfect, but despite the fact companies doing the right things and some good things, the stock price just seemed like it just kept on falling? And did that confuse you?
You know what really blew me away was when they did the first trial, and the mouse, there was a mouse that had no legs, and it came back, and I'm going, you know what? This is good. I even put more money in at that point. And
sure, makes sense.
And I thought, this thing is it's the next thing. And my friend as well was really psyched about it. And and then it just kept on dropping, and I'm going, and then it just seemed weird. The whole thing was really strange. And then it went on, and then Unbuzzed came on board later on, and that gave me a little more, reason to do it, because they have a great group over there that they're associated with, and with the guys from Celsius and Coca-Cola and all that. And I thought, okay, you know what? Let's just keep going, and maybe that will take. And the same thing. And you'd follow the boards and stuff like that, and people were disgruntled and throwing, all kinds of stuff at it. My buddy, he was good. He said, nah, don't pay attention to the gray noise or whatever, the white noise. And I carried on, and I'm still there today. I haven't sold a share, but again, it did the reverse split, and I had 72,000 shares in various accounts, and probably down about about $180,000, and here I sit today, and then that's
So
where it
let
came.
me ask you, Randy, how did you feel? So at some point, I'm sure you already mentioned, some investors on the boards
Yeah,
naturally getting upset with the company, getting upset with management, thinking what's going on, maybe not telling
yeah.
us the truth. How did you react when you saw the press release from the company
Well,
uh,
it
with the allegations in there? What was your reaction to that?
well, being that it was RBC and I do my trading through RBC, I was just livid. I thought, what the heck? This is the company that I'm trusting my money in, and then it's kind of an irony that I'm getting ripped off at the same time, if that's the case. Sure, I was upset at everybody. I was upset at FSD because there wasn't much news or anything coming out, and I kind of understand why they don't even bother, because they knew things were going on that they couldn't probably talk about. But it's I've been a patient guy all my life, and then I'm happy to see that it's kind of there looks like a light at the end of the tunnel. At least I'm hoping so, and that things might come around again, and they'll get back to doing what they were doing, which was they're more
Yeah, focusing on their
focusing
operations.
on what they
Uh,
do.
Um,
Yeah,
were you happy to see the company fighting back?
absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely. I was very happy to see. I saw um, you know your presentation on it, and Zishan was very honest, I thought, and I appreciated that. He actually kind of put his heart into that interview, I thought, and
yeah.
said, "Hey, I've got family and friends and I feel the same way because I put people in that position as well, and I've kind of lost my way with those friends because they don't want they're really angry,
That's
and
terrible.
it does have I mean that's money does that to some people, but I can't blame them. They need somebody to blame, and I was the one who suggested it, and it makes me sad, makes me anxious, it makes me all those things. It's been a hard road because of it.
Well, you know, um, again, we're going to say just for the record, they're allegations, but they're very
Yes,
strong allegations.
yes,
And
absolutely.
you've got a couple of law firms, pretty big, sizable, respectable law firms who are willing to take this on contingency. So
Which
they obviously think there's some merit there.
I'm taking that
And
into consideration for sure, that the two law firms that are doing it on contingency. So, that's a great thing.
well, it's great that you're sharing your story. And I think I agree with you. It's important that Zishan and the company are showing that leadership by taking the fight rather than just sitting back. So,
Sure.
what I'm hoping is going to happen, Randy, I'm hoping sometime, I don't know, these things don't happen overnight, but hopefully sometime next couple of years, are going to have you back on with the other shareholders and hoping this will have concluded successfully for everybody, and everyone can get back to the business of investing in the company and waiting for it to grow and all that, and it'll be good news. But thank you so much for sharing your story. I know it's not easy. Look, to tell everybody $180,000 loss, you lost some friends over this, and it's deeply appreciated, and I'm sure your fellow shareholders will say the same thing.
All right. I appreciate you having me on, and I'm like I say, I'm hoping against hope that everything comes clean at the end.
Thank you, Randy, and thank you everybody at home for watching. We hope you watch the rest of the interviews in this series as well, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
The information discussed in this interview pertains to allegations that have been made in a legal filing. These allegations have not been proven in court, and all parties are presumed innocent until proven otherwise. This content is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal or investment advice.
Smash that like button, drop us a comment, and share it to fire up that engagement algo so other investors can discover this company.